We are live.
Hello again. This is the plug for anyone who's new to the platform. Myself, Lucky Kosimang, my co-host and my, partner in crime, Bitumelo, well known as Mama Rope. That's how she wants us to call her. Welcome to the
Thank you.
show, everybody, and you.
Ah, thank you for a warm welcome. Actually, I sort of like to jump onto the show and make a lot of noise. Don't realize that actually I'm loud. Sometimes when I just rewatch the shows and the videos, I'll be like, damn, this girl is loud, But I suppose some people actually like that. And I've had some people actually compliment my loudness and be like, I
Mhm.
actually like your energy. So I thought
Mm.
today, you know what, let me just lay back, sit back, and let you be you. Be loud as
Ah,
you would want to be.
I'm not gonna be as loud as I can be because it's just gonna get out of control. But I mean, your energy is what drives this show. You brought me into the show, you showing me all the ropes. So if you want me to be loud, I'll try by all means to be loud.
Uh, Talking of being loud, today we are letting everyone be loud. So today is for everyone's moment to shine. So
Yeah.
on the comment section there, I'm just sharing yeah, I just copied now. I'm just sharing the link for anyone who wants to hop onto the stage and the screen and join us onto the stage and share the show with us. Today we are discussing it's an open discussion. We are talking about tackling new ventures, new business ventures. You have an idea and you think, it's worth going into, and then you'll be like, yeah, what are the things that I can, look into to make this idea into a real business? Because it's just a thought, but it needs work. It needs you to work on it to make it a business.
Yeah.
So if you want to hop onto tonight's discussion, there is the link. Hop on. We will have you on screen projected with us. The link is for you to join the stream and be part of us here on screen. But if you
Yeah.
want to watch, you will have to go on the other side of Facebook and watch over there, because you will be just backstage, not hearing anything, waiting for you to be popped onto the screen. So, yeah, that's how it works. Lucky, do you have anything to say about this mixing with people and having people on screen?
No, we want people to mix with us. I mean, after all, we are just simple people. We don't know anything about business. This is a platform that, we are building for people to come through, to jump in. Like today, I mean, an open discussion means anyone and everybody's opinion of how to start a business, how to get into a business venture is welcome. We don't have anyone, who has what kind of the MBA, the business,
Oh,
it's just us, people who are trying to sell makipki, people who are trying to breed goats, people who are trying consultancy, people who are basically any type of business that you have started or you're trying to start. Today is a platform for you to ask questions. If there's someone who has answers, they'll answer if they're online. If not, they will, respond perhaps on Facebook, on our page, and let's make money. We wanna build, wealth here with our friends, you
yeah.
know.
Actually, I see someone here trying to jump in, but they don't have a video on. I think it's someone who wants to listen, but they they don't understand. I think they're using the link wrong,
Mm.
because they're not showing their face. So if someone is not showing their face, obviously does not understand how this works. So just to clarify that again, if you want to hop onto the screen, make sure your video is on. We want to see your face. I mean, or maybe let me just bring this person on and hear what they want to say.
Yeah.
They have their mic on. Hi, King. Is it a triple King?
Yes,
Hi, my guy.
you're familiar with me, yes.
Oh, I know who it is.
You know who this is?
Yeah, I do. Is a friend of mine. Very passionate about starting up organizations, not per se businesses, but he's very smart enough to start NGOs, NPOs, and I guess if you can start those, you can start businesses, right?
Yeah,
So
let's
yeah,
hear from him. He
Khuliso.
doesn't have a name.
Khuliso.
He doesn't have. My guys, let's start with your name and show your face if you don't mind.
I just left your comment saying I don't look very appropriate. I just came from the gym now.
Oh, you are live on Facebook, by the way.
Oh my soul. I can't believe.
Maybe we must tell our technical team to type something there to say if you wanna join us, this is the link that you're gonna use if you're gonna just to watch, go on Facebook. We don't want people looking inappropriate like they're saying they are, but I mean, a face of a hardworking citizen does not have to be pretty. Don't be fooled by this tie.
I think it would be fair to give you a moment to say what. Maybe I should give you a question because I mean you just wanted to listen, which is a good thing that you find the show interesting. Yeah, since you're here, we thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Maybe tell us your name and what you do, what you're passionate about, and maybe something about business, like a business lesson that you have learned or you would like to pass a message.
Sheesh, that's a very big question. It's gonna need some time to answer. Firstly, Khuliso Tenga. I'm based around here in Pretoria, mainly in Centurion. Geez, what other questions were there? There was something about business.
My question was maybe you have something that you would like to share, as in like a lesson that you have learned while you're trying your businesses, or something that you would like, a message that you would like to pass to an aspiring business somebody.
So the hardest thing for me, in starting my company, everyone writes up a business plan, and everyone thinks as soon as they have a business plan, everything is going to be smooth sailing. After you have written up your business plan, you need an execution plan. You need to know how you're going to go about, making your business plan come to fruition. And I think that is a very crucial plan to have, because most people don't have, and then they somehow think, or rather they tell themselves that that their business plan is a failure just because they do not have a proper execution plan.
Yeah, actually that's very profound. Like we have a lot of trust. I'm sure everyone out there have drafts sitting on their computers.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it's just drafts of ideas.
Yes.
Like you want to add something on this, what he said there.
No, I totally agree with him because I mean apparently there are two types of people, right? Those who will write the business plans and those who will execute the business plan. And it's different roles that need different heads to be put on. So if you can get on the ground and work, then you're doing the Lord's work, if I may put it that way, because it's hard. It's hard to just be a person who's gonna be in the ground and doing the actual work. So I totally agree with him. A piece of paper or that business plan, sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah, it is. My man, let me just excuse you. I mean, thank you for joining us. Unless you want to say something again, but thank you. Thank you for joining us. So that how it works is that you don't use the link to listen. You use the link to join the stream, but you can listen on the other side of Facebook. So next time you can do that. But if you want to join us for other discussions, you're welcome.
I'm more comfortable with just listening. I'm more comfortable with just taking information.
So on Facebook, look for Carlos Mint, the group. We are streaming live right now, so you'll hear everything that we're discussing tonight.
All right, not a problem.
Okay,
I'll
bye.
see you on the other side.
Okay,
Thank
bye. That's our guy there. He didn't know that he's going to be on screen. People are actually not comfortable with this thing of being on screen, but it's fun.
It's okay. I mean, we're seeing a number of people backstage wanting to hop on. So if they can't hop on, I like what I'm seeing. Giving instructions there. So
Yes,
just to say it again, if you want to be on screen live for the world to see you, click on the link and air your opinion. But if you just want to listen, just go to Carlos Mint. Carlos Mint will be written down there as well, just so that you can look for it on Facebook. Get Carlos Mint was Tswana. Don't be confused.
Yeah. Yes, with the TLH.
Yes, with the TLH. So I mean, Mama Rope, we wanted to actually have this as an open discussion based on the shows that we've previously had. We've, in my opinion, had previous shows that were successful, that people really enjoyed, that people really learned from, because we had positive feedback from people who have watched the shows. We had Kwena at first, who was breeding goats, who was a passionate farmer and specializing in breeding and breeding goats and spinach, beautiful spinach, healthy, and that's what he did. We had a lady from NYDA,
yes,
that you hosted. I was absent. Remind me her name again.
Miss NGC, the lovely and marvelous NGC. She was very informative. I mean, I remember at the end of her show, we didn't even have any questions. The way she was so articulate was out of this world.
Yeah. And then we had an open discussion that was, based on funding and Kwena's interview as well. And that made our third show. That was an open discussion, and we had our grateful to our friends. Snaden was there, Mr. Sydney Hadebe was there, very passionate, that man is so knowledgeable, and he'll give you practical solutions to your problems in your business. And we had last week Nereja Skhoa. Nereja Skhoa. We had Dagmar, a lovely lady in consultancy, very willing, very passionate about business, building venture startups, and her doors are open. Just reference Ronamo, referred by Carlos Mint team, the plug. She will plug you. I think that's why we brought we brought her to the show. Now people understand what documentation they need for funding, and I don't know if people really realized what we were trying to do. That's a month. We are probably a month old as a show, and that month we really dedicated it to capital funding, to business funding. All types of funding were being discussed that past month or this past month. And that is what the theme of the month was. And that is what we want to discuss tonight. Take snippets of the conversations of our four shows, and let's just add on what we've learned, um, brainstorm on what's the way forward, how can or how did our interviews, our shows helped you in building your brand, or sparking that idea of building a brand, building a company, building a business that will have a positive effect, positive influence in our economy. Because we young people, business people, we are the fuel to this economy, in as much as we want to think that we're not playing a crucial and a vital role in our economy. We are. So be it o rekisa makipkip, so be it o rekisa ditlhakwana, so be it o rekisa atchar. What's really important is the money is just circulating in the economy. It's moving from you to your wholesaler to somebody who's buying your sepatlo or quota. That is what we are trying to do. So if you want to join in, again, join in. It does not matter what you're selling, as long as it's legal, right? As long as it's legal. Yeah. So join in and share with us.
You did say a mouthful there. I mean, looking back to the conversations that we had, they sort of fed into each other in a way that it was more like a sequence of answers to a certain question. More like, okay, fine, I have an idea. What do I do? Turn it into a business. That's how we actually started the month with Kwena there, when he told us that actually he was just studying science in school, which is something that he grew up with. The love for animals started from home, and then he saw himself studying animals again in university, and then he was like, okay, I really love this thing and I would really love to do it for the rest of my life. So he was like, start a business with it. And then that's how they started with their friends. But now they had a stumbling block. They did meet problems on the way, which one of them was funding. And that's how we actually even got up with the theme for the month, which was funding. And talking of that, I mean, our first discussion there was us discussing the capital funding. Now, the question that we had was, why is it that young people end up, letting go of their dreams because they're not getting funding? And we also wanted to understand that, is it really necessary that every venture starts with a funding? Because I mean, we think that some other ventures don't really need funding. Maybe you just need strategies on how to do that. And that's what we came up with. If you want to check out those videos, you can go on to our YouTube channel and then you will see those interviews lined up there. But we can maybe just touch on what we said on the interview. What did we say again, Lucky, on that interview? The general discussion.
So on the general discussion, let's go back to the foundation of our theme, starting with Kwena. I mean, Kwena spoke about funding being sort of a good thing that happened to them, and not so good thing that happened to them, because I remember he spoke about they had a little bit of funds from one of the national organizations, and they thought 50,000 was a lot of money to achieve their dreams, to conquer the world, and only to realize that, oh, flip, with this funding, there's actually responsibilities that we need to meet. We have milestones that we need to achieve, and in so doing, it's something that, as an entrepreneur who hasn't really studied much about business, you don't know about. You don't know about, those quarterly targets, or you don't know about what cash flow will your business need, and you've got this funding, and all you're thinking of is, either you blow it or you plow back into the business. And that's what he touched on. And I found it very, very interesting, because we think that as soon as you have funding, then you're sorted, which is not the case. But I mean, we've got people who have started their businesses with no funding, and because they've got so much passion, they make it anyway. As you touched on, whether we need funding, whether we not. But if you've got a combination of passion and funding, you can take on the world. And I liked the fact that it's something that Mr. Radebe, Les Naden, has alluded to as well, that, we had funding, or we were funding businesses. Others didn't work. And surprisingly, others worked without funding. So you get to have both sides of the story and understand your business, right? Whether your business need funding is all up to you. I always say, the company that I started with, Snaden, we were just developers. We didn't need to put in money into it. All we needed was the brains. All we needed was the coding. And we thought something like Facebook will come out of it. It still can, with the passion that we have. We're still young. But anyway, that's a story for another day. That's a story for another day. Teams, right? They spoke about teams. Kwena spoke about teams. You look at organization being started, even the conversation we had with NYDA lady. Organizations are started by people, and those are the teams that everybody across, or within this theme was talking about. Have a team of people around you that will make the business succeed.
Oh, okay. No, that's great, actually. I think one other thing that I learned from that discussion was associating yourself with the right people, the right crowds. Just to add on to this thing that you said about the teams. So associating yourself, like, I'm just gonna quote what Sydney was saying exactly. He said, if you want to be a millionaire, check out your crowd. Do you see a millionaire in your crowd? You cannot want to be a millionaire if you don't see millionaires around you. So you have to have those kind of people around you so that you can learn from them. So that's one of the things that actually came out very interesting from that conversation. And it takes me back to the other two episodes we had before you came in. Actually, we had 2 episodes. The other one was about recognizing opportunities, so which is something that actually a lot of people don't actually work on, or should I say not aware of, because oftentimes opportunities do present themselves to us, but because we want to see them dressed in a certain way, or because we want to see the final product, we don't actually take up those opportunities, which is something that actually is troubling or still lacking within us as young people. What do you have to say there about opportunities, Lucky?
Like you said, opportunities don't come dressed up in a suit like I do. Opportunities come in opportunities come in many ways. I've met people that are millionaires who are dressed up in blue collar or overalls that we don't take seriously. Like, literally, this man is one of the wealthiest people in a township, and we take it that itamati fale ka overall e blue, we ipakanyetsa michini fale ka overall e blue, and you look at him and you're like, can this person do something for me? And
Yes.
that's the wrong mentality of looking at who can fund your business, who can open opportunities for your business. It's a wrong way of doing it. Yes, there are con artists out there, which I've which I've met myself, dressed up the way I've dressed up, and I'm thinking, hey, these people can help me. As soon as you request and you now start probing into the opportunity that they're offering you, that's when you're like, oh, I'm poking holes, and actually nothing is in this bag.
Yeah.
And it's very important as a person or as an entrepreneur to do that. Ask questions, even if it's stupid questions. At the end of the day, those stupid questions will turn out to be the ones that save your dream, because you can't be giving your ideas to people based on how they dressed up, based on how they articulate themselves. Hey, but people will twang, and you'll think, yo, these are the right people to talk to. But be open-minded enough to associate, to get involved with people who are down in the dirt, as people might say, and people who are up here, so that you can filter what is important and who can help you and who can open those doors of opportunities that you need in your business.
I mean, talking of that, looking at the conversation that we had with Ms. Dagmar Brelling, it was about the consultancy like that she have. So I'm now thinking of, sometimes when you're stuck with your ideas, you've tried this, you've tried that, it's not working and stuff. I mean, you have two options, and those two options would be to opt for what is available out there or outsource some services yourself. And one of the stumbling blocks that may stop you from outsourcing may be funding, which is why we here actually been talking about money and stuff. I mean, if you were to outsource Ms. Brelling's services, that means you need to get money. You have to be money to actually outsource those. So now, without the funding, because we know we don't have money, when you start with an idea, you don't have money, you have the idea. So now, what do you think we can do, going around the idea of sourcing those services? How do you find yourself with what you want, but without paying for it? Like, that's a question that is just going around my mind. And I mean, I'm thinking, yes, people like Miss Site did mention at YNDA.
Yes.
They do have those services, yes.
Yeah.
And now the question is, okay, fine, what if the process is taking longer? Because sometimes procedure, protocols, this that it's taking forever. You want your thing now, it's going on now, and you want it now. So how do you go around that? So just to add on what you just said, I think the best way to go is, finding mentors. I mean, there are people in the field, the one that you are in already doing something. So finding mentors is something that we should look up to. Like you were saying, you don't want to be sharing your idea to almost everyone, talking about your idea everywhere. But maybe if you have someone who knows what they are doing, someone within the industry that you want to tap into, it would be a great idea to actually, just ask them for guidance, and then they will show you a trick or two. And also be inquisitive, do your research, learn, equip yourself, always try to learn something new. Like, talking of that, what did you learn this week?
What did I learn this week? What did I learn this week? Right. Apart from our show, with Miss Dagmar, she spoke about, and you just mentioned it now, associating yourself with the right crowd, right? And again, she mentioned, you rather mentioned outsourcing. let's come back home. Let's talk about you and I and the plug,
Okay.
and where we
Good.
and where we want to take the plug, right? What what the dreams and the ambition that we have, there's skills that we lack, you and I. But we
Yes.
want but we want the plug to thrive. We want the plug to help so many people. And certain things we'll have to outsource. We are good here on camera. We are good here being people's people or people's person. I don't know what's the right English word, but outsourcing sometimes is important. You're getting a fresh pair of eyes to say, hey, you're trying to do this, but is it the right way of doing it? And sometimes we talk about outsourcing and we think a lot of money. Uh, I know a couple of people who have gone into ventures with the mindset of, you know what, I know this will succeed, and selling or telling someone my dream or what I want to achieve is not such a bad thing as long as they'll be providing a service to me, which is outsourcing. That fine, I don't have money, but I see the potential this has, and can you help me with what you can help me with and ride this, this opportunity with me, get on this journey with me, and let's work out some way of me paying you back. And I don't think some of us have that mindset. Maybe we should start tapping into that sometimes you can't be a one-man show. Who's gonna write a business plan? Who's gonna do presentations? Who's gonna no, you can't. Some things like a business plan, some things like a presentation, you need someone who is qualified enough to say, hey, this is how you do a presentation, and people that you'll be presenting to will be like, hey, actually this person is investing in themselves, because that's a form of investment, saying,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know this, but if I can pay for these services, I can get a lot more done. We're not tax consultants. Why would we want to do tax for our show, right? Tax returns for our show. Then we have to outsource those, those, So that's what I've learned, and that's something that myself as well, I've always been the person to do everything. And maybe that is why things were failing. Everything, you've got a dream, but everything is failing because you are failing to outsource one thing that you can't do well.
Talking of that,
Um,
I feel very bent out. Like
yeah,
I feel very bent out with the whole thing. Like remember I started with a lot of shows. I had to cut others because I can't. Like you were saying, you can't be a one-man show. You have to let people in. Look, I'm here with you. Who do you think
yeah,
I'd be having this conversation with? So those are the
yeah,
kind of things you should actually look out
yeah,
for when you start something new, a business venture. Like bringing people closer to you. It's actually a good idea because it's not only your brain working, other people's brains are also working and towards achieving the same goals. So it's not always a bad idea. It's just that it is a bad idea if you have a bad or should I say you choose wrong people. Some people just associate with the wrong people and they talk the right talks with the wrong people.
with the wrong
So
people. Yes, with the wrong people.
it
Yeah, that's
happens.
so true.
Like if you ever see yourself, Oloko, I've had guys talk about this actually. Oloko di
Yeah,
biri, Chitele Majenzi, and then you look at the tavern and you are thinking, hmm, you know, we could start supplying alcohol to this space, or we could start supplying humbly to this tavern, and then they pay us blah blah blah. They'll be like, I got berek. No, you're talking the right talk with the wrong
the right
people.
talk with the wrong people. That is so true. That is that is so true. And that's the mistake that we often make, right? Where I always say, um, success. You want success, right? In anything. So be it life, be business. I was telling someone that success is all about aligning your stars, or your stars being aligned. I think I said about your stars being aligned. And I said, but we must take responsibility of the stars. People say, stars must be aligned for things to happen, but you must align your stars. Aligning your stars meaning associating yourself with the right crowd, uh, you know, having the right talks, you know, finding ways of doing things with people, and in that way you are aligning your stars, and eventually you're going to be successful because you are doing the right things with the right people. And the other things that I read about, thanks to you, thanks to you and the plug, because every show I need to be prepared, right? And we were talking about funding, and this is one way of funding your business, and people must maybe look into it as well. Crowdfunding. We forget that crowdfunding is one of the simplest and one of the principles of Ubuntu, right? Where
Yeah.
Ratusana, you in our townships, Ratlerere, ngwana wa gago ke motse, or o godisiwa ke motse. You go to university back in the days of our fathers and our grandfathers. Hey, motho o lo ntsha kgomo, o lo ntsha mmidi, o lo ntsha bikinyana, put it in one pot, and eventually, boom, something big happens. And it's something that our parents have been doing, our mothers have been doing. It's just that maybe they don't have the business intellect that's needed. Body stokvel. Ukula wana madi a stokvel. So
That's
those are the
something.
other things.
Actually, that's something I think we should talk about one of the good days in the show.
Mm.
Stockfels are on the rise, and that's actually what has been happening for ages, and we need to actually leverage on it. The
Yeah.
power of stockfels is out there, and it's doing wonders. We've seen the rise of property stockfels, where people help each other buy property. Some others do start businesses. Talking of that, I actually saw on, was it Twitter or Facebook, I'm not sure, the ladies decided to throw a business shower instead of doing all these other showers. When you
Yeah.
have your own baby, or you have a birthday or something, you
Yeah.
come together, we do what. How about now that you want a business, we come together, cough out money, and let you have your own business? How
Yeah.
brilliant is that?
How brilliant that can be. If your business or your business idea has a potential of giving people the return on investment that is lucrative, why not? I mean, how many of us uh, can sit in our townships, right, and look at Nekibuale, some boys, Banale car wash, right? With simple car wash, you wash your car, you leave. And I'm like, but guys, you sit here the whole day waiting for one car, the whole day for one car. Can can we just have a conversation? And I'm glad that some of the guys that I spoke to this about, they actually doing well for themselves. And I'm like, no, but imagine having 4 or 5 clients that gore ba tlhatswa dikoloi every Saturday. You're like, okay, how much am I charging you for a car wash? I'm gonna charge you 10% less. You've got somebody who's willing to pay for your services upfront, where you're gonna be afloat the whole month, where car wash is doing well, where you are just living your life because you've built your business with people trusting that you're gonna come and wash their cars, instead of waiting for a day hoping for a miracle to happen. And those conversations needs to be had by people. I encourage people who watch this show, ga ba ya di-townships, and there are less fortunate people who are not exposed. Expose them, because that's another way of building the nation that we want to build. That you didn't go to university for yourself. You went to university to come out of university and talk to the young people out there who want to get into the field that you are in. So I encourage people, more the plug, to do that. You know, but yeah, over to you.
Okay. We have somebody here is just joining the conversation there. It's Kuliso. It's a he. He's saying, speaking on outsourcing, your business will be outsourced by other company. Look for investors in the business that will be in need of your services. So you want to add to that, or you want to agree?
I want to agree. Look for people who their business principles are in line with your business principles. Investors that are, wanting to achieve the same goals as you do. That is very important. We normally loosely use this word investor, and re tshosa bana ba bang. Ga o bolella motho ka investor, when you tell somebody about an investor, he's thinking, this person is talking about a bank, this person is talking about a corporation, this person is talking about a big thing. And we need to maybe talk about what an investor is. That an investor is simply you and I, a person that you can sit with and say, hey, I've got this business idea. Can you help me with funding so that I can, make 100,000? You've invested 80,000. I'm gonna give you your money, 100,000. That's an investor. Somebody who's gonna either want, return on investment, or who's gonna say, let's write together. This thing can be big. It's okay. And when you speak about investor, it does not matter who she or he is, right? It's very important. People forget that you need to protect your idea. So be it you are talking to your dad, so be it you are talking to your mom, your friends, your cousins. Protect your idea, copyright it, have non-disclosure agreements, so that Oscar fellets all about when saying, you stole my idea. I've heard so many people who say, hey, I spoke to this guy about this. He stole my idea. Yeah, he stole your idea because maybe you were not knowledgeable enough to know about non-disclosure agreements. Maybe you were not smart enough to know about, pertaining and copywriting your idea. So when we speak about investor outsourcing, make sure that you've got those things in place. So I totally agree with Kulis.
I think the other type of investor that would exist is the angel investor. Some people just come invest on your business and not expect anything back. Some people, they are just God sent,
Shame.
Of course. So those are the people who would just come, like what you're doing, and then they invest in your business. And yes, I just want to add to what you said about using the word loosely. We tend to think that an investment is something big, even the word itself, you don't just normally use this word, it's big. Yes, so we tend to shy away from the word, or some sort of attach some monetary value and worth to it in a way that we don't actually understand it. Somebody just coming and giving you 100 rand so that you can go drop your proposal at Department of what or at where that person is an investor.
Like you've touched a very important a very important aspect of investment.
Investment.
That I mean, if it wasn't for, you know, angel investors, if it wasn't for a person who gave you that 100 rand, ya to Cipro, to Cipro and register your business, you know, you wouldn't be where you are. And if you look at, if you read major companies, stories about major companies like Google. Google is $1 billion company. But they went to this guy who said, gents, here's 100,000. You'll see me. Here's 100,000. You'll see me later. And then these guys said, if it wasn't for this guy who decided to just, you know, give us 100,000, we wouldn't be here. Let us shares, and we're talking about shares worth billions. And those are investors we're talking about. Somebody who said, hey, you've got a great idea. Somebody who said, hey, are you saying you're working on your proposal? I can pay for someone who can do your business plan. You focus on the groundwork. And those are the people, that, you know, it's very important what you touched on.
And another thing is with that, it doesn't have to be monetary always. You know, somebody can just be like, you know what, I know how to do coding like you. I know how to code. Let me do a website for you. That's all I can do. By them doing a website for you, they are showing you to the world. They are making you accessible out there. So like, investors are different. Look at the word differently, understand it, and use it right. So
and use it right. That is so
use
true.
it right and use it for what it's worth. So you don't always have to look for people who will be giving you money, but they will be investing time. You know, that's the thing. Investing time in your business. Yes, that's the key. That's what I was looking for.
That is the key. That is the key. I mean, if somebody can invest time in your project, invest time in your business, that's a godsend. That is someone who really wants to see your business or your venture succeeding.
Yeah, we don't see any questions there, but then we have people. So guys, if you want to continue with the conversation, joining us on the screen, do join us following the link, or you want to add something onto the comment section, do so. You're welcome to do so. But going forward, listening to the conversations that we had with, especially the one with Ms. Brelin there, she was talking about, she did talk about the services that they have, which one of the big things that we have actually been talking about here, it's a proposal. So, you know, like, one of the things that make people not to have their ideas out there is because it's an idea, but it's not documented well on a paper. You understand? So it's an idea. They can tell you about it, but submitting it to the right bodies out there, they don't want to hear you say it. They want to see it on paper, documented well, which is one of the things that a lot of people lack, with myself admitting to that. I must say thank you. And yes, I did struggle with that a little bit, but I'm getting there. You know, like, when you come from a scientific setting, the type of proposal that I write on the other side, not really the same with the ones right here. Exactly. So it's a learning curve. I'm getting there, okay? So
definitely.
Which adds to one of the other things that I was saying, like, learn. Like, don't be shy to learn. Put yourself out on the spot to learn. So consume the content that you really need to consume. And if there's something that, something that I want to add to, there is this thing called conflict of interest. If you're doing something that is in conflict with your ideas or whatever you want to venture into, just know that you're not ready, my friend. If you see yourself sidelining the idea because something very important just came up, you are not ready. Just wait for until that idea does not give you the right to sleep. You see yourself
That
not
is-
sleeping. 3 a.m. in the morning, you are there thinking,
How
you know,
can
I
I
wrote
do that?
I should
Yeah.
have said before.
Yes. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. So,
So, okay, I wanted to ask, what do you have to say about the proposals? What advice do you have to say with writing proposals and stuff?
writing proposals is very important. You can't be at multiple organizations at once. Let your writing speak for you in many places. And in many places, I just don't mean in the country. I mean even internationally, where if you write your document well, you can resonate with anyone and everyone. You look at the books that are being written in the world, written so well that millions of people can read and understand. And most of us, we don't even know the authors. I mean, the most sold book in the world being the Bible, being written so well that everybody wants to read it at some point in their lives. So writing that proposal is important. If you can't write it, outsource it, because that's the foundation of your dream. That's the water that your seed needs. So if there's anything else, invest in that. And I always say some of us are in jobs that we don't like because we want to fund our dreams. And that's another way of funding your dream. Go flip beggars. Go do what you do at work so that you can work on your dream. Wake up in the morning to say, hey, I'm not waking up to go to work. I'm actually waking up to fund my dream, to fund the business that I want to start, and be excited to come back from work to work on your dream. So if there's anything that I can stress, is finding a way to fund your proposal or that business plan so that it can help you build what you want to build and water the seed that's in you.
Well put there. Do focus on the paperwork, guys. I mean, the
Yeah.
paperwork is what sells you out there. You are not there all the time, so you need some sort of representation. This is what we were actually alluding on when we were doing the CB Fix, one of our favorite shows, to say your CV is your representation in front of the company when you are not there. So they will buy into you, into hiring you from the CV. So the very same concept applies with your business plan. So your business plan is like it's the CV of your business. So you are representing your business out there. You are telling people about your business. It must have the right things in it. The things that says buy into me. It must draw them. It must draw the investors. Yes.
That is so true. I think we have we've spoken enough. This was a wonderful open discussion. We wanted to be here, for an hour, and I see, because we're having so much fun and there's so much to talk about, we close to the time. But the whole point was to have an open discussion, to discuss the content of the last month, and to actually make you aware that last month was about a theme that we're gonna follow throughout our show. Every month we're gonna try and build a theme around that month. So last month was funding. We're gonna go into our second month now, where we're gonna go into a new theme. I'm not gonna talk about the theme right now, right? So that they can jump on.
Yeah.
They can jump on. But we're gonna have an interview with our incredible, intelligent, there's so much I can say about him, who will be interviewed on the show. Be sure that you're gonna enjoy the content that he's bringing to the table. And this will happen on the 5th, right?
Yes, on
We're
the
gonna
5th.
confirm the date on the 5th
No,
of
it's on the
November.
5th.
Yes. So see how important this person is and how he takes this show very important. He has already confirmed that on the 5th he's here. We're not gonna be running around and looking for people to come to the show. That's what we are trying to build, right? We're building a brand that's gonna connect people. And if you wanna be on the show, you can contact us. We are more than willing to hear what your content is about and if it's right for our platform. And we'll give you an opportunity to present yourself and present your idea and present your business in whatever way. So we'll be talking to this young man. Be sure to tune in. And we're going to be starting a new theme for the month. And that new theme,
just to add to what you just said about people hopping onto this, I mean, it's also a way of you advertising your business. I mean, people will know of your services, people will know of what you do and how they can get hold of you. And I mean, maybe you do graphic design. I'm just making an example. You could see someone wanting to outsource a graphic designing services from your business or from our platform. So hop onto this, take the opportunity, and let us advertise you. Just to add on to what Lucky was saying about the show going forward with the themes, we will have the show on alternating weeks. That's what we agreed on, right?
Yes,
so we will not have a show every Thursday of every week, but we will have on the first Thursday and the third Thursday. So that's alternating weeks. I get so show, no show. Show, no show. With King, I just want to emphasize on this. To say we have 4 weeks. The first and third, we have the show, but on the other weeks, we don't have. We will have other shows. You know, we have 3 shows running on this platform. So on those other weeks, we will be having the other shows. So yeah, that's what's going to happen with the plug going forward. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's show already, you know. Yeah, I must say.
Same here. I must say, I'm looking forward to the next show. And just so that people must understand, we're doing this on alternating weeks because we want to give you the best quality content that's gonna help you. We don't want to come here with, Mickey Mouse things.
Prepared, going up and down.
Yes. So that is why we're doing what we're doing. And rest assured, we're doing this so that, like we call our show, The Plug, we want to bring people who will plug you or who we can plug with you so that you can succeed in your business, you succeed in any venture that you want to get into. So bear with us. 2 shows in a month will be very beneficial to you.
Yeah, I mean, we bring in inspiration too, I must say. There's this other post that I saw about from Masichaba Legalake. She was saying, don't just sit back waiting for things to fall into places. People with half the capacity or below average of what you can do are already killing it, making waves out there. When you are busy there waiting for things to be perfect. No, just jump into the water. We will see when we get there. It is what it is. Guys. Swim.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true.
I think to say that we're jumping into the water and swimming. I think it's about time that we jump out of this show. What do you think?
Yeah. It's time that we jump out of this show. It's been a minute. It's been an hour of us being here, but it feels like a minute. So to wrap up the show, I would just like to say, stay tuned. We've got great content for you. We've got very motivated, intelligent, young and old people that we'll be bringing to the show for your own benefit, for free of charge. You know, we're not getting anything from these people coming through. So you are the most important person of the show, the viewers, and we'll see you next week. Or on the 5th. So
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye. Good night, guys. Stay dreaming. Don't forget to dream. Dream big. Very important. Bye.
Bye-bye.